Guys, if you tuned into last week's video, you know I changed out those hoop style, kind of old school chrome saddlebag guards to these tip over style in black on the 2021 Road Glide Special. Guys, my name is Rick and this is the HDVIBE channel. In today's video, well, this looks really good, but now up here in the front, I have these mustache style chop saddlebag guards that, well, they're chrome and they don't really match the look of these tip over style bars that I put in the back. So in today's video, I'm actually going to show you how to replace these with flat out style bars that I got again from Amazon, same company that these came from. So make sure to watch to the end. I'll actually have links. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to put those on. I'm actually also going to compare that to the Harley Davidson flat out front crash bar in terms of pricing and some of the differences or similarities between the construction and the installation on this bike. So guys, we're going to get into all that right after this. After last week's video, that video actually got a lot of views and generated a lot of questions. And the first question I got was, well, that black looks really good, but do they have it in chrome? So I will let you know that chrome will be coming out in those in the probably from the time this video is released, probably about 4 weeks to 6 weeks. So as soon as that comes out, I will share that with you. And then the second most common comment I got was, well, now you've got that on the back, what about the front? And well, I didn't want to make last week's video too long, so this week I'm actually going to show you how to put on and the flat out style bar that I got from the same company, and I'll put their name right up here, that provided those back saddlebag guards. They also sent me this flat out style bar to put up on the front. So here are the bars that I'm actually going to be installing, and again, these are from the same company that provided the rear saddlebag guard. I think these should be a great fit. I've kind of mocked them up, but I haven't even taken off these chopped chrome ones yet to see. I'm not going to bore you with taking these off, but I am going to show you a little bit closer up what you need to do to get these off and essentially reassemble and put the flat bar style on. You need to remove this T45 down here, and you've got some 3/16, and you've got two 3/16 Allens right there. So we need to remove those. But in my case, since I have this CVO style spoiler on here, I also need to remove this clamp right here, which is on also with a 3/16 right here. So if you have that, that's what you'll need to do. And then again, in my case, I've got these Custom Dynamics fog lights on. So if you have those on, again, you're just going to loosen up these two bolts right here, which are Allens. I'm not sure what size, but I'll do that. I'll take the wiring off of here, these zip ties off to loosen the wiring and have those dangle until I'm ready to put those back on to the flat out style bar. All right, so I got this chop engine guard off. One little tip, I got everything loose, but in order to slide that out, I actually had to turn the wheel a little bit. So I guess if you didn't have this on a center stand like I do, if it was on the side stand, your wheel was turned, your fender wouldn't impede, but I had to turn the wheel and then just kind of slip it down and then out from underneath the bike. Here's the flat out style engine guard that we're going to be putting on. Obviously you're going to have two bolts that go through here, and then you're going to have bolts that go through here and on the opposite side. They do provide you with hardware, but I'll just reuse the stock hardware so they don't have any issues. It should be just fine. And I think the primary reason they supply you with this, if you had the full-size crash guards and you didn't have the CVO style spoiler fairing on the bottom, you would need these bolts because you wouldn't for sure have bolts that go up here. Now the one thing I will caution you on is those full style crash bars on the Road Glide have fairing supports in there. So if you do go this route and get rid of those taller, larger crash guards, engine crash guards, you will need to get fairing supports, and you'll have to check with Harley Davidson on that. If you look at the Harley Davidson instructions, those instructions will give you the part number for that. This will work for your Street Glide, your Road Kings, Obviously your road glides, so any of the touring bikes in the touring lineup, electric glides, etc. So no problem from there, but they do supply this hardware. I'm just going to reuse the stock bolts. I ran into a little bit of a problem. So what I found out was with that CVO style lower fairing spoiler that I had on the bike, the flat out bars that were sent to me will not fit. And I should have known that because they're very narrow in through where they bolt onto the bike. So what I did, so I can continue with this video, is I actually went ahead and took off that lower spoiler fairing. I'll continue and get these things bolted up. So I just wanted to give you that. Again, I like to be fully transparent. So those will not fit. I don't know if it's in the description. It may actually be in the description, but if it's not, I will definitely reach out to the company and let them know that that will not fit with those. However, we'll talk about the Harley Davidson ones here as soon as I get these bolted up. So I'm going to finish bolting these up and we'll take a look at it. Went ahead and did a full lock to the right on my handlebars, and then that will give me room in between here and here to actually get this slid in there without hitting the fender. So we'll go ahead and get that up there. You can see right here, I went ahead and got those 3/16 lined up. And then I got this in loosely. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that up. I got the same on the other side, but I just want to show you down close what that looks like. So a little bit of adjustment. Again, like I said, leave those loose, kind of be able to rock that bar up and down to get everything aligned. And then you should be able to go ahead and tighten these up, and then go ahead and tighten up your T45s going into the frame down here. Got it all bolted up. You can see, looks nice. This is your standard end. But what the company did send me is sort of the roller ends, which I think I'm going to go with. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off and put those roller ends on and let you guys take a look at how that looks. Just go ahead and bolt that down. Then I'll do the same on the other side. That kind of shortens this up a little bit so it doesn't kind of come out as far. As somebody commented on another video, with those longer sliders on here, that can be a little bit of a shin buster as well. So I think these rollers are going to be a better option. Okay guys, so as you can see, they are all installed. I've got my Custom Dynamics fog lights up there. Now I will tell you, it's another one caveat here, is I tried to put them actually on the crash bars themselves. And they're supposed to be 1 1/4, but they're just a little bit thicker than 1 1/4. So I actually had to move the fog lamps all the way out to that piece that was connecting the wheel or that roller onto the end of the bar, and it fit perfectly on there. So that's exactly 1 1/4, and I can see based upon where that goes in, the bar itself, and I think it's because of the powder coating, is just slightly thicker than 1 1/4. Ever so slightly, but just enough so my screws weren't long enough on those fog lamps. So I put them out there. I think that's going to be fine. I may flip those around and have them actually pointing down more and running underneath the bar. But let's talk about the differences between this and the Harley Davidson flat out bar. So this one, as we saw, will not work with those lower CVO style spoiler fairings. So I had to take that off. Not the end of the world, and I'm actually going to reach out to the company and see if they're actually going to come out with some that are a little bit looped out. So that's the primary difference between these and the Harley Davidson. Is the Harley Davidson flat out bar is flat across the top just like this, but it kind of loops out to fit around that whole lower fairing and then that oil cooler cover that's just a little wider than the stock. So this works great with the stock setup on the Road Glide. Now you won't have that issue on your Street Glide or your Ultras unless you have an oil cooler cover on there, and I don't think this would fit over that oil cooler cover. However, the Harley Davidson one will. So now let's talk about that. I mean, the construction and everything else is pretty much the same. It's just that sort of rolled out style in the Harley Davidson one that makes a big difference here in this situation, or with that oil cooler cover. So now let's talk about price. The Harley Davidson one, which I'll have linked down in the description as well, runs about $375 from your dealership, or you can order it online. Now the rear ones, the Harley Davidson ones, for whatever reason, you can't order those online. You have to order them from your dealership, and what I've heard is there's really long lead times, like months, to get those. These, as they sit with those more flat style ends on them, that's sort of how they come stock. This comes in at about $175. And then I spent another, I think $25 or so, 26 to get those black roller in so it looks like the Harley Davidson one. So you're looking at about $215, $220, something like that. And I do believe they have free delivery on these. And I'll have links, as I said, to both the Harley Davidson version, this front flat out style bar, the rear ones again, and all the different color roller options that you can get. There's red ones, black ones, blue ones, and yellow ones. I actually have a set of red that I may try out and see what that looks like. But overall, if you have this stock setup, those bars fit perfectly. I had no issues. They bolted right up. They look really good. And again, like I said, I'm going to reach out to the company and see if they will have a version that will fit around those lower spoiler fairings. So guys, if you got some value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also consider sharing this with your friends, so the like-minded individuals who might be interested in getting this type of look on their bike can see this video. I'll also have linked the original video on the back that I did the previous week, so you can go back and check that out. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button right down here. I'd really appreciate it, and that really helps out the channel. When you do subscribe, make sure to hit that bell icon and select all, so you do get notified every time I do put out new content. I have over 250 videos on tips, tricks, rides, reviews, installs on these Harley Davidson touring motorcycles. So there's bound to be something you'll learn more about a product. You learn how to install that product, saving yourself shop labor. You might find a value video here, just like this one today and the one the previous week on the back, where you can save some money as compared to some other brands and a similar product. Or sometimes I even have discount codes where you can save 10%, 5%, 20%. So those are in those embedded in those videos as well. Leave some comments down below. Also, let me know what you think of this look. Good fit. A couple modifications I had to make to my bike. May not apply to you. But overall, everything went together fine. So guys, with that, I want to leave you with this thought. Life is short. Get out and ride the bike. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.